Hello guys, what is going on? I'm Nozla and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be doing my comics review video. It is a bit late. This is Saturday when it should go out on Wednesdays, but it has been going out on Thursdays later. Two reasons. One, I've been looking for a replacement microphone. This will do for now because I am a uni student and don't have infinite amount of money. And two, there has been 14 comics to review, and yesterday I went to EGX, which is a gaming convention. So I don't know if I'm going to be making a video of EGX. I did get some footage, and I think I'm actually going to talk about some of the games that I saw there, but we'll have to see about that. Anyway, I'm going to try and be a bit more brief in this video as well, because there is 14 comics. But if you don't know how this works, if you want to go to a specific comic review that you want to know my opinion on, then all the timestamps of the comics will be in the description. So if you just want to go to a specific comic, there is some cool ones this week, like Batman Damned and Avengers as well. Then you can do. So, Avengers issue 8 is the first one. It is everything I could have wanted from this issue, to be honest. It was a nice roundup of an action-packed first arc, coupled with a great introduction to the base and their new leader being Black Panther. That was a really nice touch, and I'm very happy that's happened. Also confirmation that both Ghost Rider and Captain Marvel will be sticking around, which is very nice. Namor is an interesting character indeed. I have only ever experienced him in a few team-up trades, and just some other trades as well. So getting a true focus on the character will be cool. Like, the only time I've ever experienced him really is when the Illuminati has been involved in something. So that was nice to see that I will be actually getting some more from him. So I'm happy about that. Overall, we get more development on Ghost Rider and his powers in terms of benefiting the team. And I'm excited to see how Thor and Hulk will turn out. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are excited for that. Anyway, moving on to the next comic. West Coast Avengers 2. I kind of feel really stupid about not getting the MODOK Brodok thing. But I do like the extra element to the character, because that is being fully focused on in these next few issues. If what he is saying is true and he wants to find love, then these next few chapters will hopefully deliver on that, which will be very cool. I would like to see the extra element to the character that I've just not experienced before, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people do enjoy when it comes to comics, because comics do get drilled a lot on like not getting cool character development, but this will be really nice. And usually the only character development we get are in villains, so I'm excited about that. Excited for the next issue, mainly for more Brodok. Also, the characters are good all the characters really are good in their own right. This is the first time in a while that I've been introduced to a completely new cast I had no idea about, and just know pretty much almost nothing about, and feel like I know them instantly. So I think that's really cool. Anyway, moving on. Venom issue 6. For the first time in a while, I have read a great boss fight. There have always been too many half-issue fights that I've read recently. Just Spider-Man, for example, recently was kind of a bit lackluster. But what they do is they take like half an issue build up, then nearly half an issue of the actual fight, and then they spend a few pages, or sometimes even more than a few, wrapping it up in a nice little bow so they can start fresh from the next arc. It feels like they're writing a movie and they need to make sure they leave it perfectly. Well, writing a movie in a series, I need to make sure they leave it perfectly so the next writer can't screw it up or something like that, even though it's the same writer. So I don't really understand about that, but Venom is great, so I'm glad that happened. This fight was pure and brilliant in its execution. Not only is it ambiguous in its finality, but it's also taken everything and more from our hero, which is perfect. That's how a boss fight should go. If a boss fight is a boss fight, it needs a boss, and what a boss needs is to make sure that the hero does everything he can to defeat them. Otherwise, he's not a good boss. Batman issue 55, perfectly constructed issue. There isn't much more to say than holy shit, what the fuck, oh my god, I can't believe what I just read, pretty much. Seriously though, just trying to think of what else to say. I don't think the ending is real, but at the same time, I don't know. Let's just move on. That's all I have to say about the issue. Justice League issue 8, the first issue since issue 1 that has gotten me excited whilst reading. The conversation between Lex and Joker Batman, or Dark Metal Joker Batman. I don't know what his actual title is. I haven't read the Dark Metal series. It's what I live for, to be honest. Just those really interesting characters having a conversation. It's just very, very cool. That's why I love the first issue so much. Just Martian Manhunter being explored as a character and how he works in the team is just honestly the best thing. That's the reason why I read Justice League. Honestly, if I can just get more of that, then I'd be happy. The icing on the cake was seeing the Joker unnerved by Joker Batman. It speaks volumes when that happens, honestly. I conceded long ago that I'm not going to get invested in his actual plots of these first few arcs because I don't like how vague the totality is, but I will always read for the great character moments. Because what DC has, they have great characters. It's just sometimes they struggle with plot. Doctor Strange, issue 5. I love the new visuals of the magic that Doctor Strange has. I love the way that he goes about getting them as well by actually physically crafting them. I do really like that. Excited to see that Bats will hopefully be more in the next issue. We had like a little preview of Bats in a previous issue, and I'm glad that we might be able to get to see some interaction with Bats and a Doctor Strange. Who knows whether it's actually Doctor Strange or not? Talk about that a bit more. The twist at the end that there was a second Doctor Strange who was actually telling the story I say this sometimes when I just feel meh about it. It was very, very okay. It makes my gripes about the narration style a bit amiss from the start. If you can go back and actually watch my individual reviews, because it was back when I did individual reviews of comics and uploaded the whole video as that. And I talked about how I sort of hated the narration style. Just because we get told about stuff but not actually see it, and some of the stuff was really cool. Like, I really didn't like how Doctor Strange and Tony Stark would like have conversations and stuff like that, and we'd just get told about them rather than actually seeing them. I do like those characters being in the same room interaction, so it was annoying when I didn't get to see that. But I still don't fully understand the twist. I'll leave it to the next issue to explain, because honestly, I'm not sure if anybody fully understands what's going on. But anyway, moving on. Thor 5. I usually don't like a large time skip, especially after a rather intriguing story that I would like to see answered, pretty much. Well, not answered, but just like continued. But this one was fine. I put that mainly down to the chemistry between Wolverine and Thor. They just seem to be on the same page and work together for a lot of the time. Obviously, when the time skip hits, that isn't as much of the case, because like they're not really friends anymore. But building the history beforehand really helped with how impactful the fight was, how Thor interacted with Wolverine being like sort of betrayed in a sense, but it's Thor, so that doesn't really last very long. So it's like kind of like a perfect balance. I've never been a huge fan of Doctor Doom, and I don't think I ever will be. I don't know, maybe if a Fantastic Four movie comes out and they get an actor that makes me fall in love with him, then maybe I'll give the character another go. But as he stands in the comics, I don't think I'll be doing that. We'll see, honestly. Overall, it was an okay issue. The art is fine. I do love the art in Thor, and the new writer was good as well, so we'll move on. Batman Damned. This is probably a lot of people this is probably like a thing that a lot of people hit the time stamp in description for, because it made waves in the news. It was a hell of a lot of naked Batman. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. I had to struggle to see what was actually happening, like what was going on, like, because we got a lot of silhouetted Batman dong, but we never actually got. I thought it was going to be like some proper like veiny slotting just in my face. It wasn't. I'm pretty sure that is the first time someone has ever said that on a comics review video. Anyway, it was a very strange first issue for the series, rather confusing at times in both the time, the plot, the place, and also the reality. I wasn't sure what was completely real and what wasn't. All else I can say is that I am excited for the next issue, just to bring a bit of clarification to what I'm reading. I do get that a lot with DC titles. I don't know why, but I do. So yeah, moving on. Death of Superman issue 1. I love the perspective that this issue is told from. I do hope that they stick to this perspective, or at least a shared perspective with Lois for the remainder of the 8-part story. For me, Superman is a very difficult character to read, just because of how inhuman he is. Like, how just not... He doesn't... I feel like he doesn't have like a shred of humanity about him. He feels otherworldly. And that is true about his powers, but I like him to be grounded more. honestly. And like when I was reading the first few issues of the new Batman's title, it's just instantly you're out in space and dealing with all these characters that someone new like me has never experienced before, and I'm like, what is happening? The world is dying. It's trapped in the Phantom Zone, and I can't get behind it. I just don't care about the characters, so I don't care about the story. Anyway, I love the art and the large font size. I like to read fast and don't have the best eyesight. These are actually my spare glasses. If anybody's been paying attention, I do wear different glasses usually, but yeah, what are you gonna do? And so it was just a personal bonus for me, just seeing the new, seeing like a really large font. It was just cool. Anyway, can't wait for the next issue. Moving on. Age of Spider-Geddon issue 3. It's really sad, but an interesting perspective, this issue. I do like some of these titles in alternate, rarely visited Earths, just because you can treat them almost as if they're what-if stories, whilst it's still having some weight to it, because you can actually use them in the same continuity if you did some like multiverse trickery. I'm not really excited for the next issue because I no longer know what is going to happen. If I had like an idea, like all these spiders will be getting together and then they'll be doing like a team up title or something like that. I'm pretty sure that still could happen, but at the moment I don't really care. But if that does happen, I am thankful that they spent time in these issues to do that. I'm definitely going to pick up the next issue, so I'm excited about that. Anyway, moving on. Lando, Double or Nothing, issue 5, the final issue in the series. Honestly, it was rather lackluster end to the story. This is going to annoy people because some people might have really loved it, and then me saying that would annoy them, and then me also saying that I can't tell you specifically why is probably going to annoy you even more. That's the worst thing to do when you're critiquing something, explain something, but not actually give you the reason why you feel that way. I'm just going to say it had good character moments with actual change happening. It was very on the nose. I mean, let's be real. It had okay action and the battle was resolved rather well. I just felt like there could have been something more. I think it's down to it only being a 5-part story. I understand that it's a little prequel for the movie. But with it being, I think it was more than bi-weekly, but I think it was less than monthly because the movie came out in May and September, so it would have been 5 months. June, July, August, September. Yeah, 4 months. I think it was every 3 weeks. I don't know. Anyway, I just wish it would have been like weekly, honestly. I wish the comic would have been made and completed, like the 5-part story before the movie came out, and then they would just release it weekly. Then within a month and a bit, we would have known the story. I don't know. There was something about it I just didn't like. Anyway, moving on. Multiple Man issue 4. This was a great issue for people who are insanely confused about the plot. They did a pretty okay job at showing the events leading up to the start of the story, which was nice because we were just thrown into the deep end with that. They also then tried again to explain all the elements of time travel which was going on. Still confusing as hell, so that's the thing. I think this story overall has been fun, but I think I'm going to have to pick up a trade or something and read it all at once to attempt to fully grasp it. Also, the trade for this hopefully will have an amazing cover art. I can just imagine it now. It'd be really cool. I do like the Multiple Man aesthetic, especially the old style. Yeah, moving on. Mr. and Mrs. X issue 3. It was an okay issue. The best part being Deadpool is now gone, and we have Xandra to think about, which is okay, I guess. This is probably the least interesting story right now. Mainly because I'm just trying to like dip my toes into X-Men. I do need to pick up a trade, obviously. That's something I need to do. I need to pick up a couple of trades and read through some of the old X-Men stuff. Maybe even just like going back to 2015 or something when a lot of stuff changed. I'm still sort of like seeing the effects of it now. That'd probably be a good place to start for the X-Men. But I'm just trying to dip my toes in a few titles here and there just to get into some X-Men stuff. And this being one of them might not be the best idea, because I'm not really too interested in the characters. I'm excited for the recap portion of the next issue just to see where Xandra is and what the plan is. Because, I mean, it's classic now that I read so many comics every week that I've sort of caught on to this. Because if you look back at comics, you can see this obviously happening. But you can sort of like see ahead of what's going to happen in the next issue. And I'm pretty sure it's just going to be... because we got like quite a big time skip at the end of the issue, because what we saw is what happened after the big thing, and whenever that happens, however vague it is, me saying this, in any issue, then we're probably going to get like, oh, how did he get there? And it's just trying to sell more issues, just trying to get people back, which is fine. I'm not looking down on them or anything like that. It's a fine tactic. Gambit and Rogue are fine characters. I just feel like Gambit is a bit mute in this story. I would like to see the most poignant parts of his character come out, because I feel like he's trying to change and be more serious, just because, I mean, that was evident in this issue, and I think that might be a change in the character, but I don't know if I want the change in the character to happen, because, yeah, it's like, this character he's cool and interesting, and we were going to get a movie with Channing Tatum, and it was going to be epic, and now feels like the character's changing to be this sort of like, I don't know, I think it's marriage. It's always marriage. Anyway, it was not bad, but it wasn't good either, this issue. And yeah, that is it for this video. I would just like to say, check out my Patreon. There wasn't a chapter released this month. There'll hopefully be a chapter or two released next month for my book. Just because there's been a lot of snags happening, been starting uni, and also I'm running the channel. I'm juggling a lot of stuff right now, which probably isn't the best idea, but yeah. So if you don't even want to become a Patreon, that you can read the first chapter of my new book on there for free, and decide what you want to do. Also, there's a Patreon video on there to get more information. And I'm also a affiliate for a website called Creative Attribute. If you want to go to the link in the description to use my code, you can go on there and support them as well as support me. Learn more about what they do by going on their website. But yeah, that is it for now, guys. So sorry for the delay. If you're watching this despite waiting so long, then make sure to tell me in the comments down below, because I would like to know. That'd be really nice. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and all that stuff. I will be posting my manga reviews video hopefully today if I have time. I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.